Hello, we are Shed Life, and this is the Talking Sheds podcast, episode number 4. We talk about music we like, and we like Knocked Loose.
Yeah, we do.
This was a Joe pick.
This was a Joe pick.
Fucking love these guys. Who wants the bong?
I'll take it.
This is their latest album, released 2021.
It's an EP.
Yeah, it's
EP.
a EP.
It's about 20
Comes along with a
minutes.
video.
It's nice and quick. It's
It
pretty cool.
is, to be fair, it is 20 minutes and 59 seconds. 6 songs of pure, unadulterated, fucking, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really listen to hardcore like that. So it took a couple of listens to get into. It was never bad, but it was kind of like, I don't know if I'll ever really fuck with this. But then,
It starts fucking with you.
yeah, dude, it's good. It's killer.
I've never been the biggest Knocked Loose fan, but this EP converted me, and I loved it. And I loved all the riffs and how heavy and pummeling and oppressive and sad and hopeless this
I find
EP
myself
is.
just like blasting this on my way home from work.
It's so much
That's
fun.
what I did
Like
today.
2 to 3 times a week.
And I love they called it a tear in the fabric of life. It's just
That's what Lost is
it's-
supposed
oh
to be.
My God,
Yeah.
it just sums up the whole
Like
thing.
it's a concept EP too, which is awesome. The story is easy to follow and understand, but also like
I kind of needed that. Like at first, I was just listening to it because I couldn't tell exactly what he was saying, but you'd hear all these like occult references and like really dark themes. I'm like, all right, man, like you're just sad for no, like, it was too much. But then you like understand it's a story and a character that feels that way, and for some reason that kind of put into a perspective that I could appreciate it.
Yeah,
Like, I
it's-
really fucking
it's like about it's basically a guy loses his wife or girlfriend or someone in a car accident, and how the sadness just kind of overcomes him, and he can't live without her to the point where he digs her up so he can be with her forever because he can't get over her loss. But I don't know. I think it's
Fucking
cool.
sick.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, it's killer.
hardcore.
Anybody got the lighter? I was past the bong with no lighter.
take this.
My
White lighter.
I'm kind of biased because I like every single song they've ever made, so I can't. I'm not really in the negative on this one, but I also wanted to shout out second car crash themed
Yeah.
Yeah.
episode asterisk next to it. All right, but yeah, I thought that would overall it was an amazing album, and it starts off with the first song called "Where Light Divides the Holler." Right? Am I saying that right? Holler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
It starts off with a lot of ambient noises of
It
people
starts off
driving
with
down the road.
and it's walking to the
Oh,
car.
is that what
Yeah.
that is?
It's walking to the car.
That's
what-
opening the
'cause
car
that's the
door.
rain.
The
Oh.
radio is on. He
It's-
flips to a couple of things. One of the things on the radio is like police report to, and then he cuts off and it goes to like almost like a holiday themed music sounding
Yeah.
thing, but it's like blurry.
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't
I
really hear
like
it.
that.
And then you hear
Well, there's the
the
crash.
music on the radio. Then you can hear the screeching tires.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It just goes, dude. It's like drop after drop, but they keep it interesting. It's killer.
Really
Breakdown
cool.
after breakdown.
And they kept like changing the tempo and like going to all sorts of different music ideas and
different
Like,
ideas,
so
different.
smooth.
I
Yeah,
think
no, it
just-
sounds awesome.
I think a
The
big
entirety.
thing, like, especially with this song, most of the guitar riffs is just like chugging. But over that chugging, the drummer's keeping it interesting by just changing the feel constantly.
yeah.
I think
Um,
you're generalizing
even-
too much,
yeah, no,
especially when you
even
say
the
just
chugs-
chugging, because it's not. It's
No,
it's
it
a
is.
lot.
Oh, it is. There's
For
a lot
this
of
song-
chugging.
this song specifically-
But it's not. But they'll
Compared
they'll
to-
change the rhythms enough
Exactly.
that each time they're just chugging, it's a different just chugging.
Yeah.
And especially when you don't listen to a lot of hardcore, so you're like you got a lot of,
But like even when the guitar will like play the same rhythm, the drums
Start changing.
change.
Yeah.
You know, you get this da 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 da, while the guitar the whole time is just da 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 da.
But it's such a hard way to start it too. I just
I know.
feel like
Yeah,
it's
no,
just,
the beginning
It's
is
so
just
heavy. I love it.
right in your face like a wall.
Like a car crash.
like a walrus.
Yeah, it.
gonna
And
call it crash.
the vocals are disgusting.
He's
They are
amazing.
so good.
Dude, I saw him live. That show, oh my God, it was fucking killer. He I don't know how he does it. I aspire to try to get to that level of just control that he has, and like he didn't get tired. It was like the whole time straight through was just punchy, fat, hard.
What?
Dude, and then you get to close to the end of the song, and he just does that spoken line,
Yeah.
tearing the fabric of life.
I know we're talking like probably like we want to go in order of like the song and everything, but like we're on the topic of like vocals, and I thought like in the second song he does this thing where like he's like he's screaming, but like you can actually get like a sense of terror in his voice.
There's like lots of emotion, which is what I was gonna say. Is like there's shrieks,
visceral,
but you feel when you listen to this, you feel the pain of the protagonist in the story.
That song,
Yeah,
is, that
yeah,
song is
totally.
called God No.
No,
God
it's-
knows.
God
That's
knows
the
is the
second-
second.
that's
Oh, the
God
second
knows,
song.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's one part real quick. There's one part in that first song where he's kind of speaking quietly the lines, but then underneath that there's like a super reverby quiet scream that's like really swelled around it. It's right before he does that, a tear in the fabric of life. It's like kind of building up to that, and it's this wacky, like it's quiet and hard to hear. So much of this record is hard to hear. It's like there's cool stuff happening, but it's so messy that the first couple times that guitar riff is happening, you like can't.
The first 10 seconds, you can't even really pick up what's happening until you get the
Exactly.
the pickup.
Like there's a guitar happening, but
the
you
mix
can't-
is just
yeah.
bleeding into. It's really sick.
But even
Really
that,
like
like, it's mixed really well. Like, I love the sound of everything on this album.
The
drums
is
sound
and
Like,
so
intentional.
like
good.
it's
The
raw.
drums.
It's raw and it's heavy,
yes.
but it's like especially the drums they're really
They're
crisp.
so crisp.
It's so raw though, because like every time like they cut out like those hard cuts, you still get like that like the amp wail of like the guitars just wailing. Like I love that. It sounds so sick.
Yeah, just the screech.
The screeching,
Mhm.
and then like also like I love they accentuate like beats constantly with like minor seconds or like tritones or something.
Lots of minor seconds. Yeah.
yeah.
Or like even
Dude.
like in the verse of this first song where it's just in the background, like the there's one guitar just going da 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 da, but then you get someone like playing a minor second just going da 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 da.
Yes,
and
that's what I'm
it's
talking
so
about.
Stabbing
cool.
sound.
Yeah.
Even this
He
one.
says, he's like the last words that she says to him as she's dying are, like as she breathes her final breath. Trying to get.
Spit it out.
This shouldn't get cut.
Get it out of you.
Yeah, right. No, and then it's crazy.
Oh my fucking god.
We're getting meta.
Cut.
Anyways, fucking. So the girlfriend, the last thing that she says to him is, "We should have left before the storm."
Thank you. That was good. Yeah. Well,
And then the second song.
God knows.
Yeah.
I
Ending the
love.
first song hard as fuck. It's so like just
Yeah, well, it just gets it all atmospheric and creepy and sounds like Halloween music at the end of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
the-
meant like
the-
the heavy chugs before the guitars.
Oh,
but anyway,
And then
God
there's
knows. It's sick.
I thought the light trailing guitar in like the background of it.
Yeah.
Would
the
you, into this
lead
the
between
heavy,
songs.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
It was like the
into
clean
heavy,
guitar.
just chaotic, almost fucking. It just flowed so smooth. It was just so funny how smoothly it
I
flowed.
want one of
together.
those next.
Start passing.
And then on top of the super abrasive vocals, it was just
Nice.
like a perfect combination.
I love the second song. I love how disorienting that first riff is because they're always like when they go into the triplets, like on the repeat of the verse, they add like another 2 beats of triplets. And it always throws me off, but I love it. And then I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And then how I love the riff under the verse because it's so chaotic feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like straightforward punk almost, except like he's screaming his head off over the top of it and the drummer's beating the hell out of the drum kit.
He beats the fucking shit out of those drums. It's so good.
I gotta watch videos of
I
them.
cannot get
Yeah.
over it.
This one feels super Mastodon-y to me.
They
Like
have
that
a lot
kind
of
of, like,
old school.
Shrilly riff.
Yeah,
Old school
They have a
Mastodon.
lot of
Yeah.
old school fucking metalcore
Well, it's like
and
thrash.
Mastodon.
It's like thrash riffs.
It's
That's
just,
what it is.
but they take all those things and then they just do it so fucking well into its own. Like, I guess it's like a very unique way to do all of those old school things and put them into a new modern
It's modern
take.
production too.
Yeah,
It sounds
modern
really.
production and all that. It's just
And then
it's encapsulated.
this one instead of the
I don't know.
spoken word line, right? This one has the crushed by the weight of the terror. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's such a sick break.
And I know you say the chugs are simple sometimes.
No,
but
I'm
but
not
it's-
saying that. I love the chugs in this album.
Okay.
I love them all. I think they're all done very cool.
Which brings us into the next song, "Forced to Stay,"
Forced to Stay. I
which
love
is another good one.
Forced to Stay so much.
This
This
is the one
song
with her
is
How much do you
so
love it, Evan?
cool. I love because it's just like you get like this like atmospheric riff that kind of just like transforms a whole bunch of times in the song, and then also I like blast beats.
I
My
fucking love the
caveman
blast
brain loves blast beats, and this song I think has one of the best like blast beat parts. It also has like some of the clearest lyrics, but also like some of the most painful lyrics on the whole
Forced
thing. I
to
think.
stay.
Yeah,
You know, she's dead, and he's got all the guilt. He's wearing all the blame from her family. For he's at her
Yeah,
funeral. And
exactly.
everybody's
Like,
hating him.
The
Like,
blast beats though.
Then he has to go on without her. You know what I mean?
right. He's forced to stay. Well, she's almost like lucky to have died because she escaped this whole thing.
yeah, like when he like every day is getting worse, and then he screams that, and then it just goes into complete like chaos and black beats, and he starts saying like I dissolve into the pain, and you can understand what he's saying. Like it's one of the like clearest vocals I think on the album.
I am judged and set on fire. And then he just starts screaming, "The rain washes you away!" like 100 times, and it's fucking
Oh yeah.
heavy as fuck.
Yeah, every time he says it, you feel it more.
Yep.
It's so good.
Yeah, they're good, man.
They're fucking
I'm not a knocked loose guy. I'm not a hardcore guy, but
I like how you
it's
started
6
with
bucks.
the blast beats because the first thing that I was writing down when I was doing stuff was blast beats.
Yeah, it only happens once in this song, I think.
But it's
it's-
it hits.
it
so
sticks
hard.
with you.
And I think the ending of this song is a good change from the rest of previously happens, and along with the like dance like rhythms from the drums that happened earlier.
I think this song also is kind of a turning point in the album because
Yeah.
you get from like the first two songs are really heavy, but I think like tonally they just feel less hopeless than the last 4 songs of the album.
Yep.
Or 4
Yeah,
songs left.
I think it's 4. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the last, I love the first 2 songs, but I think the last 4 are just the saddest and heaviest, and I think that like change happens on Forced to Stay.
It's definitely purposeful.
Yeah, especially with the like whole like mantra of let the rain wash away. Like after that point, you know that you're not in for happiness with this record.
I think the next song is where it really starts to go. Like he starts to fall apart.
Which is the next
Yeah.
song being named Contorted in the Fail.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that.
I'm happy you said it, so I
Yeah.
didn't
The
mispronounce it.
Let's just say it's called the Falafel.
Yeah.
Contorted
Falafel, yeah. So that song.
It's where he starts to get like alcoholic and like really start to go crazy.
And just like not be able to live his life without his girlfriend. And yeah, this song is even heavier than what's happened before, because this song's just constant blast beats for the most part.
Mhm.
Like under every riff there's just insane drumming. Like he's just hitting everything all of the time.
I
This
wanna
guy
see
must have
drum-
some stamina.
I want to see a drum cam from him. I've seen it live, but I want to see that back riddle, that little camera angle in the back where you look down and
He
you
just
see
needs a
you see
GoPro
his
on his
knees
chest.
fucking
He just
flop
needs a
around.
GoPro.
Like
one of the Danny Carey.
One of the cool things they do is like the drummer, he'll be just like doing blast beats, but the guitar riffs are not like crazy fast tremolo picks or anything. It's just da 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 da. But in the background, it's just da 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 da. It's cool.
Yeah, this is all just like hammering away storm sounds and like, yeah, it sounds like a rainy night. And then at the end, you get the shovel sound where he's like digging her up out of the ground.
Yeah, because he gave into the sadness and the loneliness.
Well, he's
and
like, what's that? I hear her calling or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
am I
I
crazy
think
or is it
like that part is like his grief overcoming him.
right?
I think, and him
It's-
giving into it.
Yeah.
Which leads us into our next song, Return to Passion, which is the second to last song on the EP.
You got that bass intro on it. Tasty as fuck.
It's
It's
also
almost
really heavy.
primacy a little bit. Like it's got a little bit of that Claypool thing going on.
Yeah, it's also really heavy.
And short.
Yeah,
It's
How long is the song?
it's
it's not short compared to the.
It's a minute and 12 seconds.
Oh, Return to Passion. I'm on the wrong one. Yeah.
Yeah. Minute and 12 seconds long. It's short as heck.
Yeah, it is short.
sometimes they have had short songs in the past where it's like it's short because it's supposed to have that. For me personally, feel like that wow factor where like just in your face, hard chugs, different rhythm changes, crazy vocals, then done. That's it. And
Yeah, no,
you're
I love
left
it.
like,
It's
what the
perfect.
fuck?
It's very Joe. It's very you. It's like, why not just hit it hard for a minute and then call it quits?
No,
I think every good album should have
what
it.
the-
No, that's. Oh, yeah, no. Sexually. Yeah. And then he's like what, like talking to her, brings her back to life, and then he's talking about how like bad she smells. No, it gets funny. There's an Avenged Sevenfold song.
Oh, yeah, a
Little Piece of Heaven.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, this is better than that.
That better. It's about as long as this EP, that one song.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And then Permanent. Which I think is
She's
great.
forever. He kind of
Yeah.
like comes to terms with the fact that she's gone forever, and this is the rest of Always.
Or that
fucked.
he'll never be able to live without her.
Yeah, it's just this is forever. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
This one's got a big ass ending breakdown that I love.
I fucking
Yeah,
love
exactly.
the way
Yeah.
that they
It sounds like you're in a
It's-
stadium.
it's
like
like a
this
groove
huge
metal
reverb.
riff.
It's like
It's
a
like-
cave. Like
it's almost like
Everything's
Pantera.
collapsing on you. It's
Yeah.
so sick.
it's
John and I were just talking about how it like sounds live almost.
Yeah.
It does feel like you're in that kind of a like in a venue.
I was telling
like
Sean,
it's
I was like,
boxy.
it feels like I'm walking into a stadium, and like that's what I'm hearing walking in is like the knocked loose music in the background, just with all the crowd noise and stuff, and like just them,
What's
echoing
that
throughout.
opera?
What, Tristan?
Yeah,
Tristan
right. It
Isolde?
does that thing where it's like the wall of sound. It just like builds up this crazy fucking.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and Soprano's screaming her heart out,
Yeah.
and the orchestra's. Yeah, it's kind of like that. How I think of this is like you getting smaller and everything else getting bigger and more overwhelming. That's how I think of this ending, and then it ends like that, where he's just kind of succumbed to everything and realized that will never be better.
I just liked how the beginning of the album was almost so quiet and weird, and then it ends just with this fat, drawn out, slowed down, like you're kind of describing stadium style like feel, but less like you want to be like antsy. You know, if antsy is like the blast beats, it's like you're calm almost. And it's like a calming to the end of it, like almost like an acceptance, which kind of could relate towards how the story ends with that. You know. But I really enjoyed how they chose to end it like that and not just like cut it off on a fast song or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
They played it out thoroughly.
It's slower, but it's also still like pummeling.
And yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like you still feel like that riff is
And super
It's a
noisy.
retardando. It's that gradual slow down.
It was the
bit.
perfect ending though.
Then there's a music video that's goes along with the
Yeah,
whole
the video
video
is
EP.
awesome. The
It's
animation
so
is
cool.
so cool.
great.
It's so
Um,
cool.
Also, one thing that I noticed is that for the music video they got some Beach Boys samples that
Mhm.
definitely weren't cleared for the EP, which
Yeah.
makes me miss.
God only knows.
Yeah, I wish it was in the EP.
It was so cool.
It makes sense. It fits.
And it like it like distorts and like twists the sound around, and like it's so
super cool.
it's such a like a empty feeling. I hate
Yeah,
it, but I
and
love it at
I
the same
love
time.
the color scheme of the video just being black and white
Yep.
because
Yep.
it just makes it feel even more just empty. Like there isn't even like any like
Color.
color to this guy's life anymore. It's just all
That's
shades
facts.
of gray.
That's facts right there.
I love all the editing for the video, just the
Yes.
crazy cuts, and they like flop the image in on itself, like bending it, doing all sorts of stuff. It was
Kaleidoscopic and like they
all going with the beat. It's
Yeah,
really
they
cool.
they edit stuff so like everything like cuts on like the beats like whenever like it like
Yeah,
hits.
and it can be really disorienting.
Yeah.
disorientating
It kind
too.
of honestly it helped me hear some of the songs. Like when they would get a little crazy, sometimes like having the cuts to like hear the beat or feel it helped.
The animation was
and
great
it
though.
contextualizes the whole thing. It like
Yeah.
plays out the lyrics. And
Yep, because this was actually like where I really started to understand the album. Was
Yeah.
when I watched the video. Like reading the lyrics is also like good too, but like I felt like you really feel so much just like being forced to see how someone is feeling about.
right, floating
the-
around the bend can mean a lot of things, but when you see them crash and it's like, oh, all right, that was
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about, you know.
And like you literally do see God in the video, and like that was intense. Like when like God shows up and like brings somebody to their like infinity, you know? Like it was pretty dark.
And still in black and
Heavy
white
shit.
and all these flashing lights.
Yeah.
Intense, yeah, just a lot of
Yeah, and
intensity.
I also like how like if that is God in the video, he's not portrayed as like a calming force to this guy. He's
No.
just like this giant like shadow kind of
Lovecraftian horror.
him.
So, what was everybody's favorite song?
Permanent.
Permanent.
I'm for me, it's either what's it called?
Pick one, pick
Forced
one,
to
pick
Stay
one,
or
pick
Cre-
one,
I can't.
pick
I
one,
like
pick
them
one, pick
all.
one, pick
I'm
one,
gonna
pick
say
one, pick one.
Contorted in the Fail.
Okay.
Wow,
But I also
you
like
switched your
Forced to
mind
Stay.
from all the pressure. You got
I
crushed.
got him.
No, but I also like Forced to Stay a lot. I
Mine was
think they're
God.
tied.
God Knows is my favorite.
God knows my second favorite.
Dude,
Sick
it's so
song.
good
That's
though.
where the-
It's so good.
The emotion in the screaming is the strongest there. I
I
think.
know. I fucking love it.
Where the light divides the holla gets me.
I get the chills with God Knows though. Like
It's
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
love the fucking. I love the like the spoken line. I love the way
Yes.
it builds. I love just breakdown after breakdown after. It's killer. I
you're
love
right. That a tear in the fabric of life, bro. That's
It's
also
so
that's
sick.
it's also chill inducing.
it. Yeah,
I
love
got
it.
punched in the face at this concert twice.
You got punched in the face at your first
A
concert
tear in
ever.
the fabric
Yeah.
of
You
your
got-
face.
Joe, I took Joe to his first concert ever when we were like fucking 14 or something. We went to see Real Big Fish, and like one show in there, or the opener band, like first time we're moshing around, and this big fat sweaty guy is all drunk, has his shirt off, and just punches Joe in the face. And it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I was like, dude, it's Real Big Fish. You're gonna be fine. Like, don't. And he's like, oh, like, I don't know.
And saying you got
Yeah.
punched at a Real Big Fish
At a Real
concert
Big
is
Fish
the
show.
saddest thing.
Dude, I think it was Goldfinger too playing, right?
It was something like that. And
it was like a
I
Goldfinger
remember
fan.
turning around, I look at you, I go, I just got punched in the face by that drunk guy. And you're like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
That rules.
Goldfinger. That guy had
Superman.
a tramp stamp. He like walked out on like people's hands and was bending over, and he had a big tramp stamp. Nice. I respect
Real
it.
Big Fish, baby. All right. So, what do we rate it?
I go a bucket of tax.
Bucket of tax. Nice.
One.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
that's legitimately the first actual grade.
I'm going to give it 2 car crash themed episodes out of 5.
Ooh, okay. that implies there's more. I rate it. I don't know. Really, 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 really good. I liked it.
I'll give it a 6 factorial.
Factorial, you know how big that
I'll
is?
give it-
This ginormous. I agree with Sean.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Well, tune in next week to hear us talk about Jeff Rosenstock.
Talking Sheds out.